How much you get out of Unknown 9 Awakening will depend on you. Reflector Entertainment did kindly provide us with a review copy, but that doesn't mean we're holding back. One of the things we learned covering PlayStation's dreams for 5 years is that some people just won't tolerate anything less than exceptional. I've got a lot of nice things to say about Unknown 9 Awakening, but it is not exceptional. It operates strictly in that middle of the road AA space, and for some, that'll be enough to condemn it. On paper, Unknown 9 Awakening promises a globe-trotting blockbuster adventure in the vein of Uncharted. Switch out Nathan Drake's gunfights for kung fu magic battles, and it sounds like a fresh winning formula. But in reality, Unknown 9 misses the mark, struggling to deliver that same narrative satisfaction. The biggest problem is that Haruna, our main character, is no Nathan Drake. Let me be clear, it's got nothing to do with Haruna being Indian or her being a she. If you're looking for culture war nonsense critiques involving a sweet baby boogeyman, click away. Me and you ain't gonna be friends. I quite liked Anya Chalotra as Netflix Witch's Yennefer, but as Haruna, she misses the mark. Her dialogue is flat, and her story is a tired bag of cliches. Haruna being a buzz-cut white dude with a fantastic penis wouldn't fix any of these problems. For a game with ambitious transmedia goals, including novels, comics, and a podcast, you'd think Unknown 9 Awakening would nail down its world and lore. But instead, it tosses players into a muddled narrative where Haruna, a Temu Jedi, explores a mystical power called the Force. The Fold. She's caught between two secret societies whose aims and objectives are so secretive, I didn't really have the foggiest clue what was going on until near the end of the game. The supporting cast is extremely dry, and the main villain, who looks like this, can't even be bothered to ham it up properly. It's just bland. And that's a big failure for what's meant to be a narrative-focused game. What partially redeems Unknown 9 Awakening is its combat, which is good because fighting wave after wave of enemies is what you'll spend most of the game doing. You're constantly surrounded, dodging and parrying attacks by the skin of your teeth, using physics-based spells to blast enemies back or pull them in, while using interactive elements of the arena to gain the upper hand. The standout feature is a possession mechanic that lets you step into enemies, navigating them into traps, or even getting them to attack their own allies. Getting the rifleman to take out troublesome enemies for you never really gets old. It's chaotic, sometimes a bit messy, but when things click, it's genuinely satisfying. Sadly, it falls short of being as addictive as the finely tuned precision of Batman's Arkham free flow combat. It's close, but the punches don't hit as hard, and the fluidity just isn't as smooth. The body possession mechanic, while fun, feels like a missed opportunity. Imagine a version of this system that plays as fluid as Batman, letting you zip in and out of enemies in real time, chaining combos and having full control of their distinct abilities. With a bit more depth here, Unknown 9 could have had a combat system that really stood out as something special. I should mention there's a stealth element, but it's really underbaked. I love stealth games, but what's on offer is basic. It's functional if you want to clear a few enemies to make things easier, but most of the time, I had more fun just charging in and dealing with the consequences. I'm a gamer that can forgive a lot of jank, things like stuttering in the opening, juddering animations and an inconsistent frame rate aren't deal breakers for me, but I know that won't be true for everyone watching. What I will say is in my 12 hours of play on PS5, Unknown 9 never crashed, nor did I run into any game-breaking bugs that a quick reload wouldn't fix. The two biggest bugs I experienced were actually pretty funny. A mid-game fight involves the end-game boss giving you a good old-fashioned stomping, but he glitched out, leaving me to whittle down his health. I was really keen to see what would happen when I beat the final boss 6 hours early, but eventually he just stops losing health. Boo! The second glitch happened in a segment where you get thrown in prison, and the guard keeping a close eye on me quite literally lost his head. Less funny are the half-finished cutscenes that abruptly cut to black, which leaves Unknown 9 feeling further away from Uncharted than ever. There's a budget feel to the game, but to be fair, it's being sold at a budget price. The game is a decent looker, at least when it's holding itself together. The jungles drip with shadow, and the sprawling deserts are genuinely impressive, creating moments of real visual spectacle. These glimpses show what Reflector Entertainment was aiming for, and they help carry the game across the finish line, offering flashes of the ambitious experience it wants to be. Some people are saying it feels like a throwback to the PS3, Xbox 360 era. If you long for those days, this might be one for you. Personally, I long for the days when a 6 out of 10 was just that, a flawed but serviceable weekend of fun. Not a harbinger of the end times or whatever wacky the grifters are peddling today.